Monday, and thank you for joining us today on Coast Life. We are your hosts. I'm Paige Marley.
I'm Leah Rizzo. Here we are. We survived the storm.
Yeah. Hopefully you guys are doing okay. Not too bad of flooding at your house.
A lot of crazy weather out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully everybody stayed safe.
Yes, the roads were crazy. I was driving through Pennsylvania. I wouldn't recommend. I hope you guys stayed in if you could.
Yes, so we're drying out a little bit here on Coast Life today.
Yes, yeah. Hopefully a cooler time because it is fall now. Hit fall over the weekend.
Yeah. Favorite time. That's why we got the colors, you know.
I'm pulling more Halloween than fall.
Well, I think together too, since we're kind of orange and black here. We're doing a little bit more of a spooky season colors.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Actually, speaking of Halloween and spooky season, I thought this was really, really funny, something that I kind of came across over the weekend. Beverly Hills. It's a silly place. We know. But it seems like they're banning teenagers from carrying things like shaving cream, silly string, a couple other things that you could maybe vandalize a house with on mischief night. So they're banning them from having these on their possession 6 a.m. October 31st.
So, I mean, what are they going to do? Like, let me check your backpack, see if you have shaving cream in there?
Right. I really don't know how, anybody is going to try and, monitor this.
Right.
B, they're still allowed to have toilet paper and eggs on them.
Okay.
C, October 31st is Halloween Day. Mischief night is the night before. That's usually when everybody causes trouble.
Right.
So I don't
That's
see what the point is here.
That's amazing. I love that. I would rather someone use shaving cream on my house or silly string because I think it just washes away. In Beverly Hills, if it's hot, you're going to get scrambled eggs on your windows and it's going to stink. Ooh, it's going to be so bad.
Yeah, that's not what you
want. And I heard toilet paper gets soggy and sticky when they TP something.
But sort of changing gears a little bit, let's talk about cooking.
Okay.
How often do you cook with your phone in hand?
Okay, so here's the thing. I don't cook often, but I do girl dinner it up a lot.
Okay.
Because I burn everything.
Okay.
And I normally, when I am cooking, I think just because I live alone, I get bored, and so I will watch TikTok while I cook. So
yeah.
I guess often is my answer.
Yeah, so they say that Gen Z and millennials both cook a lot with their phone either in hand or in the room. Usually I have it to listen to music, but I won't lie, while something's simmering, I'll scroll through TikTok or something because I am a little bored and I don't want to walk away completely and leave food unattended. I don't think I've ever lost a meal to internet scrolling. I don't think I've ever overcooked or burned something because of that. Usually it's just my own panic or misreading of the directions.
The last thing I burned was a couple days ago. I burned a bagel in the toaster because I put it in and then, but I wasn't on my phone. I think I was like, oh, I have nothing to do. I'm going to go take a shower. And when I came out, I'm like, what's that burning smell?
Whoopsie.
So I think that's my own fault, but I can see why more and more people would be on their phones because we can't do anything just directly nowadays.
Sort of on that note, either because you're eating at a restaurant or maybe especially at coffee shops, you see this now a lot of times when everybody's paying on an iPad now.
Yes.
And they turn that thing around and it's, do you want to leave a tip?
Yeah, sure.
Do you find that you over-tip on electronics rather than with cash?
100%. And I'm still a good tipper. I'm always a solid 20%er at least, right? 20% is like my baseline in a restaurant. But all the time, if I go to a coffee shop and I pay full price for whatever, I still find myself when they turn it around and they're like, here's a quick question for you. How much would you like to tip me? Or the worst is when it's 30%, 40%, or other, and you're like, ooh, other, you know, something like that.
Especially for when you really did just order something that needed to be popped in the oven real quick and then pulled back out.
Right.
It's not a full service situation. No. It's not, you're not really getting a full, I also don't really know what the takeout rule is for tipping. Is it the full 20? Is it more than that? Is it because you're not really getting the full sit down service. You're grabbing it and going, that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate sometimes, and I found this more in the Carolinas, but I think maybe we see it here sometimes too, where if you pay in cash, your bill's a little bit cheaper. They put that credit card charge on there, and so that increases the price. So I think you're more inclined to over-tip because you see a bigger number. So you're like, well, 20%. Yep. So I do try to buy my coffee and little treats in cash so that I maybe won't have to pay quite as much, and B, then I feel better about giving a cash tip anyway.
Yes, that's true. When I was a waitress, I always liked when people would pay in cash, or when there was tip and they go, no, cross it out, and you're I didn't get tipped, but then they left cash because it is a little bit cheaper, and I think I don't know how it works, but taxes and all that stuff. I don't
all
understand
that fun stuff.
I don't get it, but
one thing we do know though is Coast Life, and Coast Life's Maya Henry is going to tell us more about what's coming up on the show.
Coming up next, find your place in history with the 2023 History Book Festival in Lewes. Discover fall finds with the Lord's Mercantile. and gear up for Sunrise Longneck Rotary's Halloween Monsterball Pickleball Tournament. All that and more when COASTLIFE gets back.
COASTLIFE is brought to you by BB Healthcare, Coastal Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning, Preston Automotive Group, Shell Brothers, and the Parker Group.
You're watching COASTLIFE, and I'm sure you've noticed the changing of the seasons, which means you're switching over your seasonal decor, maybe both inside and outside. So your one-stop shop is going to be Lord's Mercantile, Garden Center, and Landscaping. Step one, when you get to the Merc shop, you want to find Gigi. Hi, Gigi.
Hi.
So tell me a little bit about, I think we're sort of in that transitional period between summer and fall, or coastal decor into the fall decor. And I mean, you guys are the experts. So what are some of the tips and tricks maybe that shoppers should look for while they're here to kind of make that transition?
Well, number one, thank you for being here. We love you guys and we're happy that you're with us. I think our main goal here is to make everybody comfortable and to know that there's not really a right or a wrong. As far as the decor, there is something for everyone. There's the coastal vibe. If you're someone who has more of the traditional blues and so on, we can help you ease some of the fall decor in with the browns, the tans, the oranges. You can also see as you look around our room here, we even have some pink in here. So we really try to work it all in. And in this transitional time, we have plenty of choices, lots of art, lots of gifts. And I think you will just be amazed when you walk in.
One of my favorite things about coming here is the vibe. I mean, you might walk in strangers, but you leave friends.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you.
It's
so true.
Thank you for saying that. Some people just, need a minute. We try to let you walk in, look around, and then make ourselves available. And it's a very social setting, as you say, as well.
This is just the beginning. There's more to explore, so let's get to it. Well, there's, of course, tons of fall decor to get your house ready for fall, but maybe somebody's got a birthday coming up or you've got a special occasion down the line. There's amazing gifts to shop here at the Merc store. Like, so many gifts.
Yeah, so many.
So why don't we start with jewelry? Because you guys have a lot of jewelry, and in fact, the last time you guys were in the studio with us, Paige and I sampled some, and I haven't taken it off
Like
since.
this?
Yes, exactly.
Yes. We love our E. Newton, which is a great product that is gold filled and doesn't tarnish ever.
Yes.
So I wear it all the time, and there are people that they say you can work out in it, you can swim in it, and it's not going to change. So I mean, that's awesome. So I always point that out to our guests. And Spartina, another one of our vendors, has also just introduced a new line that is supposed to also not no tarnish. So it's called their Splash Collection, and I have one of those on too because I can't stop myself.
That's what happens. I'm telling you, when you get to the store, I got to leave my purse in the car when I come here for work.
Every day, I allow myself one shift gift.
Nice, the one shift gift. I
One
love
shift
it.
gift.
So another thing you had kind of mentioned about, especially with gifts or special occasions coming up, you've got stuff in various price points, which is really nice.
We do. I always say that, if you, whatever the gift and whatever your price point is, you'll be able to find something within that here at the Merc because we've just got such a wide variety. And we can all help direct you to what it is that you're looking for, what that you need. We can help you put gifts together.
And maybe you're not the best gift wrapper. You guys take care of that too.
We love to gift wrap at the Merc. So we're constantly asking. We ask everybody if this is a gift, can we help you wrap it? And sometimes people are traveling, so we will give them a gift bag and maybe some tissue so that they can pack their suitcase, bring their gift home, and do it on their own.
Perfect, yes. You guys really are the pros. I am one of those people that I cannot wrap a gift to save my life, so this is a very necessary feature that you guys offer shoppers.
No, I'm a crazy rapper. Somebody gave me a T-shirt once that said "Gangsta Rapper," meaning because I like to wrap the gifts.
Very cute. And one more thing too, because again, you have to keep coming back because you're always going to find something new that you love. You have a loyalty program for repeat customers. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, we do. It's a great program. All we need is your name, your phone number, and an email. And for everything that you purchase, 5% goes into a loyalty account that'll be held for you until your next purchase. And then you're able to either use those dollars towards your purchase, or you can let it roll for as long as you want. And so you can build it up so that if you're looking for a big gift and you want to have a little bit more to put towards it, then you can do that with your loyalty account too. And it works between both stores, both the Garden Center and the Merc. So it's a great program. And it doesn't cost anything, it doesn't expire, and people, it's really amazing. I use it myself for my shift gift.
The shift gift shopper. Well, Chris, thank you so much for kind of wrapping things up in this store. Like you said, there's still more to explore. We're going to check out what's outside as well.
This segment of Coast Life was brought to you by Lord's Mercantile.
You're watching Coast Life, and we're at Lord's Mercantile Landscaping and Garden Center in Millville.
As we've worked our way to the Garden Center now.
Yes.
And there's a lot here.
There really is. So we have 5 acres on this side of the road. And now our new store, the Mercantile, is right next door. So you can actually walk right out the door here and walk right into our new store.
It's awesome. You can shop all your indoor gifts, and for your outdoor garden lovers, this is also the perfect place to stop and shop. I mean, you guys still have some fall decor, but people who really need to kind of get a jump on this.
Yes, absolutely. So the store right now is full of everything that you need for fall. I think you're going to meet with Sam in a second to take you outside to see all of the mums and all of our fall annuals. But inside the store, we are full of birding. We actually have Connie Marshall, who works here, who just had Wild About Birds down the street, and she sold her store and now has taken over ours, and we are into everything birding.
Yes.
We also have a lot of indoor-outdoor decor in the garden center. So we have these awesome ceramic pumpkins that just came in. They have been so hot. We posted them on Facebook, and they are selling so quickly that we aren't able to get any more. So we need you guys to come in if you still want one.
Yes.
And then we have some really awesome indoor-outdoor gifts here as well.
Yeah, we've got some pillows, some bags behind us. I know these are always a really popular pick.
Yeah, these are new for fall. So we just got the Bitty Bog bags, and I don't know if you can see these. So we got the new cute little ones, and then we also got the Bog Bevies, which were very hard for us to get. So we only have a few in stock, but these Bog Bevies can just hang on the side of any bog bag that you have. We also got their new fall line, which are the canvas bags. So these canvas bog bags, I love this one. I take it to soccer every week. But they're backpacks, and then they have the bog part on the bottom so they won't fall over and they can sit in the grass all day.
Oh my gosh, genius.
So yeah, we're excited.
Yeah, for all the fall sports coming up. So there's a lot to take in when you check out the Garden Center, indoor and out. And no trip to Lord's is complete without exploring the Landscaping and Garden Center. That is where we are hanging out with Sam. Now, you might say mum's the word. We are surrounded by mums right now. You're the one sort of in charge of arranging these, acquiring these. Tell me what shoppers can find if they're looking to decorate the outside of their home.
So the great thing is about fall is, one, the temperature is starting to go down, so obviously you won't have to water as much. The great thing about the mums is that they last for a good month to a month and a half. Once they are fully bloomed, they give a great splash of color towards your front door or in your garden bed. We also have some great other things as pansies and cabbage, which are great about those is not only do they go through the fall months, but those plants will actually give you some color through the winter months. So when it's snowing and stuff like that and the snow kind of melts aside, your pansies will pop back up once they hit the sun again, so you'll have color all season long.
There you go. You are the man with a plan and all the knowledge of all things mums and garden center related.
So.
Well, there's plenty more to explore, as you can see, so we're going to keep moving. I don't know if you've heard this before, but I think they're saying that pets are the new kids and plants are kind of the new pets, especially for millennials. So Mackenzie here, goddess of the greenhouse, is going to tell us a little bit about what shoppers can find and experience when they come and check out these greenhouses. Because I mean, you guys put so much effort into them, the plants that people can find here, and in addition to, you've got a lot of services you provide for shoppers. So tell me a little bit about it.
Absolutely. So one of the greatest things is that we get a lot of plants shipped in from Florida because they're tropical. But another great thing is that we've started growing our own house plants. AJ, our grower, has grown all of these philodendrons that you see here. Not only do you just get to pick out a house plant, but we also have moss poles and different types of ceramic pots and all sorts of things that if you want to make it more for your house and more like your house plant, that you can do all those sorts of things.
Bet you thought we were done showing you all the cool things at Lord's. Well, we're not, because there's still more. Maybe if it's your outdoor space that you're really trying to spruce up with a tree. Heidi is the girl to see.
Summer season is coming to an end and fall is just revving up. It's the best time to plant. We have 16 wonderful beds of plants to offer, everything you could possibly think of. And if you are looking to have somebody install it for you, we're there for you. We would love to install your plants for you.
Yeah, some people can just kind of call and make an appointment, right?
Oh, yes.
Then that's exactly what you're going to want to do. But like we said, there's a lot to see and do and explore when you come here, whether you're shopping for indoor decor, outdoor decor, gifts. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on and on. So there's like 18 billion reasons why you need to check it out. But don't go anywhere because there is more Coast Life headed your way.
This segment of Coast Life was brought to you by Lord's Mercantile.
One thing that Delmarva's Coast is so incredible at is gathering together and celebrating those who put everything on the line to keep us safe. And I'm sure if you've been in the area a little while now, you're familiar with the Rally for First Responders. Joining us on the Coast Life Couch today is Kyle Schaefer. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. So back in May, that was sort of our rain date for this year's Rally for First Responders that just happened. Give us a little recap. How did it go?
So the rain date was on May 21st, and of course rain dates are always a little harder and tricky. So we didn't get the large attendance that we were expecting, considering it was supposed to be on Saturday, the 20th. But I am so excited and so proud of our team, our community, and friends that we raised $78,000.
Wow. $78,000 even with the rain date.
Even with the rain date.
That's incredible.
We're only $2,000 off from the year before.
Okay, so yeah, that's not bad.
Not bad.
But I know we're already making plans for next year. I guess next year's 2024. I can't believe we're already talking about 2024,
exactly.
right?
I know.
And things are growing a little bit actually. How many places and communities are we benefiting?
So we, in 2024, it's going to be June 1st, same place at Hudson Fields from 12 to 6 p.m. We have 12 beneficiaries that we're going to donate to the Rally for our First Responders. The first year was 8, the next year was 10, and then next year is going to be 12.
Here we go.
I know. We have so many things planned already for the family. We just kept on going as soon as the last one ended, and we already have all of our bands booked. We have a car show by Modded Familia that's going to be there. We're going to have professional and amateur cornhole by Delaware Cornhole.
Fun.
Every first responder vehicle you can imagine. Food trucks and vendors, everything has been booked.
Yeah, and this is just, it's a great family-friendly event.
Exactly.
It's all for an amazing cause. Take me back a little bit for maybe, I know we've had a lot of people move down to this area. For somebody who is new, how did Rally for First Responders start?
So we just felt as though a couple of friends of ours thought that there was a void in our community to actually come together and really give thanks to our first responders, but also to educate the public on what they do, show them the fire truck, show them the police cars, the bomb squad, see the canine demos. We just wanted to also raise money at the same time to help all the first responders beneficiaries.
Well, coming up in October, you guys sort of have a little pre-event going on. Tell me about that.
Yes, so on October 8th at the brand new Revelation Craft Brewing Company in Georgetown, we are having the first annual car show by Modded Familia, and it is going to be for first responders to build that money back up into the rally fund. It's going to start at 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. We're going to have an antique fire truck from Georgetown. We're going to have a fire truck from Milton.
Very cool.
Canine demos, Delaware State Police mounted police officers, 4 food trucks, lots and lots and lots of cars, vendors, children's activities, face painting, hair braiding, moon bounces. You name it, we've got it, and of course, really, really good beer.
Yes, of course. If that's not enough of the draw for you, it is going to be just another, I mean, again, incredible family-friendly, family-fun event. Gets everybody out of the house. Fingers crossed for great weather.
Yes, fingers crossed. No more storms.
No more storms.
No more storms.
We're getting rid of all those.
It is an outdoor event, of course, but yeah, we're really excited to kick off the car show for the first annual there, and to actually donate back to the first responders.
Awesome. Well, it is really exciting, and it's definitely a void that you guys have filled, and I think this event is just going to keep getting bigger and better every year. So coming up in what, June this year, you said?
June 1st, 2024.
Yeah, it's going to be so exciting. So make those plans, okay? Start writing down and filling in that calendar, and don't go anywhere just yet, because we do have a little bit more Coast Life headed your way.
You're watching Coast Life, and today we are at the Peninsula in Millsboro to talk about an upcoming pickleball tournament. And I have a chef turned pro right beside me, Kevin Redding.
How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you feeling?
I'm awesome. Feel great. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You look great.
I appreciate it.
So, we talked about this upcoming pickleball tournament, and I heard you are a pro. You went around the country. So tell me a little bit about your experience with pickleball.
Well, it started, I've been playing about 8 or 9 years, but really during COVID is the time where, I really took it more seriously, had a little more time to play, and had a lot of people had more time to play.
Right.
And took it to another level, started traveling a little bit, tasting, like what the competition was out there, and I've always been a sports person, so I've always wanted to just get a little better all the time, and made it up the ladder a little bit, and here we are.
I'm about to say, you absolutely did make it up the ladder, obviously. So tell me about this organization and the tournament that's coming up.
Yeah, well, I'm part of the local Rotary here in Longneck here, the Sunrise Rotary, which is a great organization. Everybody should be part of it. And their motto is service before self, and I love that. Yeah. And part of that, I wanted to see how can I use some of whatever my talent would be to maybe spearhead a fundraiser. And in conjunction with that, my mother passed away this past May, and she had dementia and COPD, and I was just in awe of several organizations that came in and their professionalism, like Meals on Wheels, Delaware Hospice, Visiting Angels, a lot of these things. It was just amazing how they would come in and relieve the family a little bit of what they were doing. So I noticed that a lot of organizations, including the Rotary, we do a lot of things for children, but a lot of times the elderly get left out. And through some of our conversations with some of the organizations that were with my mother, they told me about things that sometimes these elderly right here in our area have to make a decision whether to keep the electric on or eat. And so it was really heart-wrenching for me, and so I wanted to do something. So with the Rotary, we suggested doing a tournament. They do a big golf tournament in the spring, and I said, well, let's why don't we explore the possibility. I was very kind enough, or the peninsula where we are at right now was very kind to make it reasonable for us to come in here and host this tournament. And there will be 14 courts. We have 6 temporary here. We'll have 8 over on the side. We're going to have food trucks. We're going to have tent events and everything. So it's going to be quite the shindig here. I'm
about to say it's a little mix of everything.
Yeah.
So before we get into our demonstration, because we really want to show you guys a little bit about pickleball, tell us about what pickleball actually is.
Well, it's if you were a little tiny person on a ping pong table.
Okay.
All right. So it has, I was talking to you earlier about it, that if you're playing singles, it's like tennis. It's literally hitting lines and moving on a smaller court. Points don't usually last that long.
Okay.
But I love doubles. Although 2 years ago, I won a singles tournament in the national level.
Nice.
But I really like doubles more. Doubles has more skill shots. It works with a partner where you have to work in conjunction with each other.
Right.
So it's a lot like that. You have it's a net sport, so the idea is that you're trying to control the net area.
Gotcha.
So there's a lot of opportunities for speed ups and slow downs.
Can you kind of show me the first steps with pickleball and how I could be a pro like you?
Yeah, you can. But before we go, the tournament's the 3rd, 4th, and 5th of November. And the sign up will be on Pickleball Den. If you just put on Pickleball Den and put the Halloween Monsterball, it'll come up, and we'd love for everyone to register.
I definitely want to register. This has got me a little bit excited, guys. So Kevin's going to show me how to do pickleball, and stay tuned.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course.
So one of the things when we're receiving, so you'd be, it's coming to you.
Okay.
But I stand up here because the ball has to bounce once here, has to bounce once there. So you got 6 weeks to get better and you need a partner so you can sign up for the tournament.
Do a bouncer.
Okay.
Like bounce.
Okay.
Bounce and tap it.
Thank you guys. You make me want to sign up and get classes first. All right, guys, as you can see, I am definitely not even close to these pros behind me. But Kevin, can you wrap us up and tell us where we can find this pickleball tournament again?
Sure, it's on Pickleball Den. You search under the Halloween Monsterball. It's November 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Come join us.
All right, guys, there's more Coast Life on the way.
You're watching Coast Life, and we said so long to summer over the weekend. It is officially fall, but some parts of summer could still be hanging around at our homes, if you know what I'm talking about. It might be time for a cleanup as we head into this next season. And so to find out more about that, we are, of course, hanging out with Eric Farrell, who is the manager of Stanley Steamer. Now, Eric, summer messes.
Right.
They're intense.
Very.
What are kind of some of the things that could be kind of lingering in the homes after summer?
So after summer, right, you've had your beach trips with the family, so you're probably bringing home sand. Your kids are jumping, or maybe even yourself, jumping on your furniture.
Never know.
As soon as you get in the house to cool down and you're covered in suntan lotion, you don't realize that's transferring onto that. You're outside having barbecues, carrying food in and out of the house, maybe bringing in some food smells, some, barbecue smoky smells. Your kids are outside running around. They're bringing the dirt, the grass stains, all that right into the house, which, starts to turn your indoor conditions into a dirty environment. And the best way to clean that up is to call Stanley Steamer.
Yeah, tell me why I should call a professional like Stanley Steamer, call Stanley Steamer, as opposed to, I can handle this myself, I should be fine.
I have a lot of respect for the do-it-yourselfer, but, the thought of, having to rent and borrow maybe equipment, spend your whole day lugging it around the house, trying to clean things up, when you could just make a phone call, and in the matter of, maybe 15 to 20 minutes per room, have a professional come in where they can properly identify the types of flooring that you have, the ways to properly and safely clean it, because there are certain over-the-counter cleaning products that can be used on one type of carpet but not another, and if used incorrectly can damage that.
Now, what about the folks who maybe they're like, oh, I've got grass stains all over the place. I've got, just not even maybe specifically from playing outside in the summer. They've got crayon all over the place. They've got that kind of mess, and they're like, this is too far gone.
So we've seen everything, and I can tell you firsthand in my own home, we have put almost everything on my carpet, which is a beautiful white carpet.
Oof.
And we've been able to get everything out. So a lot of times a homeowner may think, oh, there's no way this can be cleaned. Historically, with our cleaning products, our technicians, and our processes, there's very few things that can stand in the way of turning a very dirty item into something that is like new.
Wow. So let's say somebody's watching this and they're like, all right, I'm all in, I need it. How soon from when I call can you guys get to my house?
Most of the time you call me in the morning, we'll have a professional there in the afternoon, but maybe you have a particular day that you want to plan out, you can give us a call or even go online, schedule an appointment. It's a very convenient time frame.
Exactly. Now, of course, this is Coast Life, so we focus on the coast and the beach. Do you notice anything different about cleaning homes kind of on the beach or at the coast that are different than kind of?
I mean, you'll see more sand in homes near the beach. Even if you're not right on the beach, somehow it always ends up in the home. And sand is very abrasive and really damaging to all types of flooring. And that's why professional cleaning, especially closer to the beach, is very important.
Do you ever have folks who, have rental homes on the beach, even though they're not going to be in the space maybe after the summer season?
That's a large part of our business is before you close up maybe a rental home that's at the beach, if you were to close up a home that has, dirty materials, you let it sit all winter long, there's a couple things that can happen. That filth can kind of get worse over the winter, you know, kind of sit and fester. And then there are certain spills that, if not treated right away, can set in and become permanent. So we would recommend, prior to closing up your house for the winter, have professional cleaning, get all the dirty stuff out, so that way when you open it up in the spring, you know, there's just going to be some dust to get removed. But cleaning upholstery is very important because upholstery fabrics are normally thinner than the type of carpet that you have, so it can wear down prematurely if not properly maintained. And furniture or any type of upholstery is a filter, so it sits, you know, in a room, sometimes in the center of a room, so the air moving about your house, which is always going to have dust circulating, filters out on those materials. So it gets really dusty really fast and can really affect your indoor air quality. And if you have anyone in the home with asthma or allergies, it can truly affect them.
That's true. Now, you guys at Stanley Steamer are extremely passionate about what you do. And why is that?
We love what we do. I mean, there's a couple reasons. I mean, there's the satisfaction of, you know, just that clean to dirty, that dirty to clean difference, where you're taking something that looks really dirty, really old, and bringing life to it again. But I think the most satisfaction comes in when a customer has something that, you know, they're kind of upset about because they're not sure if they're going to have to replace it, or, you know, maybe a kid spilled something and, you know, it's just a frantic moment because you think something could be ruined. And when we're able to take that, make it like new again, and really take a lot of stress off a homeowner, that's very satisfying. And that's really what keeps a lot of our guys pushing, is just the satisfaction of, you know, every day making people happy.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of homeowners are going to be happy. So make sure you give Eric and the team here at Stanley Steamer a call for your fall cleanup. You're watching Coast Life. We'll be right back.
This segment of Coast Life was brought to you by Stanley Steamer.
Dive into historical and narrative nonfiction by well-known and emerging authors at the 2023 History Book Festival in Lewes.
The History Book Festival is based in Lewes. We began in 2016 with sort of all the things we needed to do to form. We did some test events to see how things went. What we found when we were first starting is, when looking at some of the smaller book festivals around the country, it's like, oh my gosh, they could really not draw like a top shelf author like James McBride. But if we were to focus our book festival on a single subject, then we could potentially get a more interesting range of authors.
So what Jen didn't quite tell you about the festival is that she and Ron Collins are the co-founders of this festival, and it is the only festival in the United States that is solely dedicated to history and historical fiction, and that is huge. We are literally the only people doing this. And I was so happy when Jen approached me to be the official bookseller for the festival, because I so believe in what the festival's doing and bringing amazing authors to Southern Delaware. And we've managed to build a whole, you know, world around this festival, and attendees come back year after year after year, and they bring their friends, and even just the word of mouth about the festival has been amazing, because you know, our program committee and the festival board have worked so hard to bring in diverse voices and diverse stories. Another great thing about the festival is that almost all of the events are free. You know, one of the festival's missions is obviously to bring these stories to as many people as possible, and not to as many people as can pay for it, to as many people in our community as we can. The two closing and opening events, those are ticketed, but we have 20 authors on Saturday, and those events are completely free, which is amazing.
Right, but even the ticket for like James McBride or our opening keynote, which is Steve Inskeep, those are only the cost of the book. And if you think about it, so part of your book purchase, thanks to Brazabout's generosity, every book purchased, some of that comes back to help fund the festival, and the rest of it goes back into our community.
Jen has a great philosophy that this festival is here to raise all boats. We don't, you know, we do have donors, which is amazing, but we do try to support our hotels, our restaurants, things like that. So it really is an event that we hope speaks to almost everyone in our community, and helps everyone in our community, which I think is super important.
Because our philosophy is the more connected we are, the more powerful we are, the more we can do together. Yeah.
And I think, we were saying earlier that it's so important for people to hear stories that are different from their own. And also at the same time to see themselves in history too, right? So people who might feel isolated or different or whatever could see themselves in one of these stories and not feel so alone. People who haven't been exposed to these, to a different person's story could develop some empathy and some knowledge. So it's powerful. I feel like this festival is really powerful in that regard.
And that ripples out, obviously, our community organizations, but also into schools, because we're spending all this work and money to bring these authors here, and to put them up and to feed them and all that while they're here. So we might as well get the most out of their time as possible. So a bunch of our authors this year will be going out into local schools, so throughout Sussex County. Susan can tell you about the picture book authors, because this is a program that primarily appeals to people who read at an adult level, but we try to include a picture book panel so that we can then take the picture book authors into our primary schools as well.
So the presentation is for adults. Obviously, we're going to have 3 picture book authors and a moderator, and they're going to talk about more of the process and the women behind, because our panel this year is Forgotten Women in History. So they're going to talk about why they chose these women, their art, their stories, how they come up with their ideas, but then they're actually going to get to reach the kids, which is so important. And we take them all over Sussex County and beyond.
Yeah. So your one-stop source for information is historybookfestival.org. So just historybookfestival.org. And then the dates of this year's festival are September 29th. That is Friday, and that's our keynote with Steve Inskeep and Christina Schutt, who's the head of the Lincoln Library. And then that event is sold out. There is a wait list. And then Saturday the 30th, that's 20 free events all over Lewes. There's a little shuttle that runs between. There is food sellers, there's food trucks, there's wonderful eateries in downtown Lewes. It's super fun. And then Sunday at 1 is our closing address with James McBride.
This segment of Coast Life was brought to you by Browse About Books.
Leah, we were talking about our weekends earlier and just, the rain and all of that, but also I went to the Jonas Brothers concert. Now, I only bring this up, not to flex, you know what I mean? But
okay.
Because Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner, whose team are you on?
I know, the drama's getting juicy because Sophie's turning around and suing him. She wants to take the kids back to England.
I know, and he's keeping those passports to his chest. He's not letting her have them.
I know. See, here's the thing. I was not a Jonas Brothers girly back in the day. I was a big Game of Thrones fan, though. So I think I gotta stand with the Queen of the North.
I can support that, though, because obviously we don't know this couple. No. We have no reason to judge anything they do or say. So I kind of appreciate the fact that you're like, I'm gonna go based off my fan base. You were a bigger Game of Thrones fangirl.
In this situation, yeah. Okay. I'd be her team before his, but obviously if and when, let's be honest, most likely when more details come out about their separation, about what happened. All we have now is sort of hearsay of these arguments of he said, she said, and the Ring doorbell. We're all dying to know.
Oh. The money I would pay.
What was said on the Ring doorbell argument. So I think once those details come out, I am certainly not so married to one side or the other that I would be like, oh, Sophie's always right and I'm always on her team. But it is interesting that she and Taylor Swift have been spotted hanging out together, both exes of Joe Jonas.
That's another reason that's good for you to have Sophie on your team, because you're a Swiftie.
Yep.
I'm going to say I'm Team Joe. I was a big Jonas Brothers girly back in the day. I was a huge Game of Thrones fan, but I'm gonna go Joe on this one.
That's okay. You gotta follow your stand.
Thank you. But again, they keep things so private. They're gonna get so tired of it. A lot's coming out soon, I bet.
I know. Yeah. No, probably.
All right. Well, just let us know what you think and whose side you're on, because I just can't wait, like we've been talking about, for this to. Oh, this sounds so mean. I can't wait to hear more about this family's drama.
That is the downside of being a celebrity, man. You get no privacy, but that's the price of the millions and millions that you get paid to be that guy.
That's
so,
true.
you know, it's you know that's coming when you reach that level of fame.
Yeah.
Everybody's interested in your business.
It is.
But also congratulations to the winner of who got to see the Jonas Brothers from the radio contest last week.
Yes. Oh, who are you?
We want to know.
Tell us. Send us pictures.
Because Gary didn't tell us, but
Yeah.
we know you're out there.
Did
so
you
I hope
buy us
had fun.
t-shirts?
Yeah, we great.
Hello. That's awesome.
But we hope you had fun.
Yes, definitely. And let me know too if Joe spilled any tea while you were there, because you didn't at my concert.
Darn.
Rude. All right. Let's wrap it up.